I am a software tester and I'm looking out for a software testing certification program, but I'm really not sure which one I should pick. I have identified a software testing certification program, but I'm not sure whether it is really going to help me or not. Are software testing certifications really worth? If you're looking for answers to any of these questions, then do check out this video. Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. As you may have seen in the title of this video, we are going to talk about software testing certifications. So before I start with what we are going to cover today, let me show you the quick poll that I have conducted on LinkedIn. The question was, testers, do you think software testing certifications are useful? And if you look at the poll results, 77 to 70 people have voted for this poll. 40% people are saying yes, they are useful. 42% people are saying software testing certificates are not useful, and 18% people are saying maybe. Okay, so that's about the poll. I will share the link of this poll in the description of this video so that you can take a look at it later. So now let's go back to our main topic, software testing certifications. So one thing I would like to clarify here. So this video I'm creating for software testing certifications, but I reckon the points that we're going to discuss more or less are applicable to any other certification that belong to IT industry, or even I would say other than IT industry. But since this is regarding the software testing, so I will just talk about software testing certifications. So what I'm going to cover here is, as a part of this video, I will talk about why certifications, why one can think of going for a certification as an individual. Then if you want to go for a certification, which are all areas or points you should look at, understand. So those will be addressed here. Then there are a lot of certification bodies available in the context of software testing, but I have listed some of them. You can find more on the more list on the internet, but I have listed some of them that I am aware of. And then based on my experience, based on my thoughts, I would like to give you some points which you can take as an input if you find it meaningful. And that's it for this video. So with that, let's get started with why certifications. Now look at this question as an individual. So as an individual, no matter what experience you have at the moment, but when you think of doing a certification, what is the triggering point that you uh, that generate a thought in your mind, okay, let's go for a certification? So some of the thoughts that I can think of, I have written here. So to get good appraisal at your current job, to get a promotion at your current job, or if you're looking for next opportunity in software testing, then it may help you to increase your job opportunities. Now why organization look for, some organizations looks for certified candidates, that's a different story that we can talk about little later, but it helps you to increase your job opportunities. That's one thing. So that's about why certifications. Now next point is points to consider while choosing a certification. Now please pay close attention to every single point. These are just the pointers that I have mentioned. There are so many things that you can add to this list, or even go too much deep into this every single point that I have mentioned, but just to understand the context, let's see each of them. Area of interest. Now understand what is your area of interest, be it a technical, functional, management, so on and so forth. So for example, let's say security testing, for example. Now when it comes to security testing, no matter what kind of application you are working or you want to work, be it a desktop, be it a mobile, be it a web, be it APIs, everywhere security is important, right? So you might think you want to increase your knowledge, you want to add some skill sets about security testing. So that's your area of interest. So understand that area of interest, it is very critical. Then next is your career goal and relevant plan for next 3 to 5 years. So we are into 2021, right? So Look at the current situation. Every I mean being into a technological industry, it we can easily understand that everything is not permanent, things keeps changing. So have a high level plan, high level visibility. What is your career goal at the moment, no matter irrespective of how much years of experience you have at the moment, but you need to have some sort of career goal, or at least the visibility, and try to have something planned for next, let's say 1 2 3 or roughly 3 to 5 years, which will give you a notion what you should do at the moment, when it comes to looking at a growth as a career, as an individual. Then how much years of experience you have, because depending on your years of experience also, it will matter whether what kind of certification you should take and you shouldn't take. Okay, the next is requirements of the certification and benefits it can offer. Now, what I mean by that, now let's say there is a certification program on XYZ. I will not take any certification, specific certification or body for now, but let's say XYZ certification is out there in the market. Now, that certification body has certain requirements, which out of, let's say, 10 requirements, out of that you are able to fulfill only 4 to 5. However, certification body is still allowing you to go for that certification. So, as an individual, you should think, because if you want to get the maximum benefit out of that certification, you should understand the fact that whether there are 10 points mentioned as the eligibility criteria, whether you know it or no, you know it or you don't know it. Because if you don't know it and if you just go for it without thinking about it, you may not get the adequate benefit out of that certification. No matter how many benefits its certification can offer, how many good things out there, how many good contents out there, but if you don't have the basic knowledge of about the eligibility criteria or the requirement that they have mentioned, it may not be the right choice for you. So understand that first. So that way you should understand the requirements of the certification program, and at the same time look for the benefits it can offer as an individual, or if you are working with a company and if a company is offering that certification, look as a company how you can get benefit out of it. And the next point that I can think of is certification program, whether it's a practical or theory. Of course, I mean, more or less every certification will have theory part attached to it, but look at the practical aspect of it. When I say practical, I'm not talking about the exam conducted being practical. So during the course of that program, or during whatever 1 day, 2 day, 5 days, or whatever time span your certification program is carried out, see how many practical or hands-on things are out there. Because every certification may not have that, but see what can out there for you, which will contribute to your own goal that you are looking for a certification program. Because you are going to spend your money, you're going to spend your time. Make sure you are getting some sort of satisfaction as a part of spending time and money, you are getting something out of it. Now that's about why certifications, that's about points to consider while choosing a certification. But as I mentioned in the beginning, like these are just the high level pointers. We can go deep within of each of these points, and also you can think of more additional points based on your context. But these are the things which are critical, and I think everyone should think about it when they plan for a certification. Now, talking about the certification bodies. So before I expand this specific section, I would like to highlight here, I'm not promoting any specific certification body here. These are the certification bodies that I have listed, which I am aware of, which I have known for several years now. I mean, when I say known, because whenever I wanted to go for a certification program in the past, I did research based on my own uh, activities, based on my experiences, and I went for the certification, whichever I have done so far. So while doing that activity, while preparing some blog posts in the past, I have found some certification bodies which are out there, and I have listed them here. You can of course go on internet, find out more certification bodies. I'm sure there are more list of certification bodies which are out there, which is not included here, but you can certainly go spend some time and find out more. So with that, let me open the section here. So one, I'm sure as a tester everyone knows ISTQB, International Software Testing Qualifications Board. It offers so many certifications now. I mean, now if you talk in 2021, it has got variety of certifications and different layers. So just see, go to their web portal, see what fits to your interest and the point that I have mentioned in above section, and find out which is the best fit for you. The same goes for QAI, Quality Assurance Institute, IISC, International Institute for Software Testing, ASQ, American Society for Quality, ISQI, International Software Quality Institute, and then ATA, Agile Testing Alliance. As I mentioned, you can go to the internet, find out more certification bodies and take the certification as applicable. Now, very important topic here, food for thoughts. Again, I will repeat one more thing here. These are completely purely based on my thoughts, based on my experiences, based on my philosophy. Something you maybe agree with this, something you may not be agree with this, or something you are completely agree, or something you are completely disagree. That's which is absolutely fine. These are just my thoughts, and I would love to know your thoughts also, which you can comment in the comment section of this video. But let me just open this section for now. The first thought: everyone has different ways of learning. Make sure you are focusing on yours. So now, and everyone knows, like, learning is a continuous process, and we need to keep learning every single day. No matter, it's not just software testing, but any aspect of life, professional, personal, social. We need to keep learning. Now, I personally believe you should experiment in learning approaches. I'm not saying don't discuss with others, discuss with them, find out what works for them, whether it works for you or not. But at the end of the day, time is precious, so you should know where to spend time, how much time you should spend on certain things, and get the maximum fruits benefits out of it. So everyone has different ways of learning. Make sure you know yours and focus on that and improve as applicable. Now, very important point: don't plan for a certification just because someone is suggesting for it or someone has done that certification. Being a human, it is absolutely possible that someone within your team or within your network, when I say network, online, offline, any network for that matter, of testing professionals, someone has done that certification. We think we should also do the certification, which humanly it is logical, but I think you should also revisit your thought process. Don't just do it just because someone has done that certification. It may not be applicable for you, and because you have different goal, different years of experience, different skill sets at the moment, and your uh, opportunity also tells you what you should do. So look at that and don't just go for any certification blindly. Now, next point I would like to highlight here is, don't avoid a certification just because someone is suggesting not to go for it. Now, here I would like to mention couple of things. Now, like in above point that I mentioned, don't just go for certification just because someone is don't just go for a certification just because someone is suggesting. Here I'm mentioning, don't also avoid a certification just because someone is suggesting not to go for it. Now, there are certain things that I have heard or read. So some people think certifications are useless. Well, I don't understand this comment, but it's their journey probably that they think it's useless. Then some people think, like, it is just to boost your profile. Okay, quite natural, quite possible, but it's okay if it is helping you in some other aspect as an individual. I think there's nothing wrong. Then someone look at it as it's a business model. I mean, certification bodies are a business model. uh, Again, see, every industry has its own model, right? I mean, as a software tester, we are contributing to our software application. As a team, as a company, we deliver software applications, we deliver it to our customers. Customer is getting value out of it, and that's the reason they are paying for us, right, as a company. So as a software solution provider, we are also doing a business, right? So it's a business model, it's fine. If you feel it is not important for you, probably it's your journey that tells you don't do it, it is fine. But I don't think so it makes sense to generalize this. So it's okay. You can listen to such thoughts, you can read such thoughts, but it's up to you. uh, what all the things that you get inside of your head. Don't just blindly follow anything. Don't go for recommendation just someone is telling you to go for certification. At the same time, then don't just go for recommendation, don't do certification, and then you are not doing it. Don't do that. Don't fail for such recommendation. Understand your journey. That will tell you, that should decide what you should do. Take inputs. I'm not saying don't take inputs. Take inputs, but do research, do analyze, and take your best possible decision in that context. Then now, talking about identifying appropriate certification, as I mentioned, like, which are the points we should consider in this section, points to consider while choosing a certification program. So as an individual, it is equally important for you to understand the certification that you are planning for. How you identify that, is it meeting all your requirements or not? Because it is easy to become certified professional, but there's no point if you are taking a course or program or becoming certified professional which is not adding any value to your knowledge or your current profile. So don't just go for that name which you would like to add on your LinkedIn profile or your resume or any web portal for that matter. Do it, but make sure you identify the right certification. That's why I said identifying an appropriate certification is as important as becoming a certified professional. Now, again, important point: don't just complete a certification. Don't just complete a certification. Try to use the learning you have acquired through that program in a day-to-day activity, in a daily work. Of course, as applicable, because every single thing that you have learned not necessarily will be applicable in your day-to-day activity at professional fund, but try to find out the ways. It is easy to cry about, okay, whatever I have done is not applicable in my context, it's a useless. So that doesn't certify that it's useless what you have learned, because what certification program offers has certain reasons behind it. For whatever reasons you are not able to implement it on your professional fund, has certain reasons why you are not able to accomplish those things or implement those things. So understand those gaps, try to put all your efforts, because that is also learning. Because see, it is easy to say, oh, I did try but it didn't work. It's easy, but how often you tried, whether you were consistent in your efforts or not, that is also important. Because as an individual you can keep learning. As a tester, as I always keep saying, don't just limit your experience to writing and executing test cases and collecting the information about the product. Just try to improve yourself in all possible ways. So this is the area where you have learned something. This is the area where you're trying to implement something, but for whatever reason it is not getting accomplished, it is not getting implemented. Understand those areas, identify, talk to the right set of people, not once, multiple times. Do your best. Even if it doesn't work out, that's fine, but that doesn't mean that you should stop putting efforts in that direction. And the last but not the least point that I would like to mention, and if you are really watching this video till this point, I would really like to stress on this. If you whatever, I don't know what how much information you have gathered from this video, but one thing I would really want you to take away from this video: there is nothing right or wrong about certification. It all depends on your context. So it is equally important, it is equally critical, understanding your own context. When I say context, what I mean by context here, your total years of experience, your area of interest, your career, your skills that you have at the moment, the skills that you would like to improve upon, the skills that your current job requires, or the skills that your next move will require. Then the industry buzzwords, I'm not saying just fail for it, but understand what are those trends, buzzwords which will be really there. Talk to the right set of people, take inputs, but understand your journey. Even if everything is important, you as an individual have certain limitations being human. So don't try to learn every single thing, try to prioritize them in your context based on your journey, and improve accordingly, and take the right wise decision. Because inputs everyone can give you, you can also do a lot of research, but getting cognizant about the things is important. Being cognizant is important, but being confused is not the right thing to do, or right thing to happen. So understand from whom you take the inputs, which things you are reading or looking at, and what kind of inputs it brings to the table. Because see, you are open to learning, right? But if you don't get the right inputs, you may get confused. So understand where you should be reading, learning, which program you should take, which all things you should consider, and it all tied with your own context. Because it's a huge it's a kind of ocean, right? I mean, software testing is just a simple field or a very small field. A lot of things are there. If you talk about the category of application, if you are and since you are in the technology industry, technology keep changing, tools keep coming, languages are out there, so a lot of things are there to learn, to explore. So understand your context, area of interest, career goal, experience, skill sets at the moment that you are having, or you are having but you still want to improve, and there are completely new skill set that you want to add to your profile, not just to boost your profile but to learn something new, have that sense of satisfaction. Okay, I am able to learn this thing and I am moving on to next thing. So that way. So with that, I would like to conclude here. This is the thought, these are the point that I would like to share about it. So as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I have shared some poll results. I will share that link in the video description of this video. Take a look at it. But if you look at that poll, uh, let me just bring that one more time. So here people think, I mean, out of 100%, let's say 270 people have voted. So if you look at the whole 100 percentage of this whole 270 people, 40% people are think certification are useful, 42% people think certifications are not useful, and 18% thinks it's perhaps, it's maybe, I mean, it depends on the context. So point is, these are just the people, I assume people have voted honestly. But point here that I would like to mention, no matter what this poll says, it is important to understand your journey. So please, my request to you is understand your own journey. Listen to the experts, I'm not saying don't listen, but at the end of the day, your journey should drive you. Your research, your inputs that you have received, your analyzing approaches, and the conclusion that you made out of it should drives you your journey. So with that, I would like to conclude here. And if you have any questions, please feel free to comment in this comment section of this video. I will try to answer based on my knowledge, based on my capacity or my knowledge. If I don't have answer, I will try to find out an expert who can help you with that. So with that, I will conclude this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.